In the traditional perception of the public, business seems to be the exclusive domain of adults. Children are supposed to focus on their studies, absorb knowledge in the ivory tower, and lay the foundation for their future life paths. But is this concept really correct? Let's turn our attention to those astonishing cases of children starting businesses. Ryan Hickman, a 9-year-old American boy, has been deeply interested in garbage classification since he was 3 years old. His parents keenly captured his enthusiasm and, instead of dampening it, actively supported him. With the help of his family, at the age of 7, Ryan founded his own recycling company, Ryan's Recycling. Every day, he went out with his parents to expand the business, cleaned, dried, sorted, and loaded the recyclable garbage he picked up, and then transported it to the recycling yard for sale. By the time he was 9 years old, the company had 50 customers, recycled more than 200,000 bottles and cans, and Ryan had saved over $11,000, about 76,000 yuan, through garbage classification. He not only realized his own value but also made contributions to environmental protection. Coincidentally, a group of children with an average age of only 8 years old in Shenzhen, China, successfully founded a technology company under the guidance of their teacher. The products they developed achieved excellent results in the market. The first batch of 1,000 pre-sold new products was sold out in less than a minute. These children have proven with practical actions that they are capable of understanding business concepts and achieving success in the business field. These cases are not isolated. They are like bright stars shining in the business sky, forcing us to re-examine traditional parenting concepts. Why do we always think that children do not have the ability to understand business concepts? Is it because of our cognitive limitations of children, or is it because our education system emphasizes academic knowledge and neglects the cultivation of other abilities? Research in child development psychology shows that children have extremely strong curiosity and a desire to explore during their growth. They are full of questions about the world around them and are eager to understand and learn through various means. At this stage, various phenomena in the business world, such as buying and selling, exchange, and profit, are like mysterious treasures to them, waiting for them to explore. Traditional parenting concepts often emphasize children's academic performance, believing that only by achieving good grades in school can they have a bright future. This concept leads us to focus too much on the installation of knowledge when educating children and neglect the cultivation of children's thinking abilities. We always tell children to be obedient and do as teachers and parents ask, but rarely encourage them to think independently and try new things. When we see these children achieving success in the business field, we should reflect. Are we always restricting the development of children? Should we give children more freedom and space to explore the fields they are interested in? Perhaps, the cultivation of business thinking is the key to unlocking the infinite possibilities of children's future. The germination of business thinking from a multidisciplinary perspective. The cognitive development of children is a gradual process, like a seedling breaking through the soil, showing unique growth trends at different stages. Jean Piaget, a Swiss psychologist, proposed the theory of cognitive development, which divides children's cognitive development into 4 stages: the sensoromotor stage, 0 to 2 years old, the pre-operational stage, 2 to 7 years old, the concrete operational stage, 7 to 11 years old, and the formal operational stage, 11 years old, adulthood. This theory provides an important framework for us to understand the thinking characteristics of children at different times and also points out the direction for us to cultivate children's business thinking at corresponding stages. During the sensoromotor stage, infants mainly explore the world through their senses and movements. They will recognize the surrounding things through grasping, touching, tasting, etc., and gradually begin to understand the permanence of objects, that is, objects still exist even if they are not in sight. Although children at this stage are still difficult to understand complex business concepts, we can plant the seeds of business thinking in them through some simple activities. For example, when a child wants a certain toy, we can guide them to exchange it with a small task, such as helping to pick up something on the ground. This is actually an enlightenment of the most primitive concept of exchange, allowing children to initially understand the relationship between giving and receiving. Entering the pre-operational stage, children's thinking begins to experience a qualitative leap. Their language ability develops rapidly, and they start to use symbols to represent things, and have certain imagination and creativity. However, children at this stage also show some typical thinking characteristics, such as egocentrism. They often view problems from their own perspectives and have difficulty understanding the viewpoints of others. Their thinking is irreversible. For example, they know that 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, but it is difficult for them to understand that 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. At this time, by using children's visual, thinking and playing store games, children can understand concepts such as buying and selling, and currency exchange and role-playing. We can set up a small store at home, prepare some toys, stationery, etc., mark the prices, and give children some currency, which can be self-made cards. Let children play the roles of shopkeepers or customers. In the process of buying and selling, they will intuitively feel the value of commodities, the role of currency, and the meaning of exchange. For example, as a customer, a child needs to use the money in his hand to buy the toy he likes. He will think about whether his money is enough to buy it and which toy is more cost-effective. When a child plays the role of a shopkeeper, he has to learn to set prices and make change, which can exercise their calculation ability and judgment of value. When it comes to the concrete operational stage, children's thinking begins to have reversibility in conservation. They can understand that when the form of the quantity, quality, length, and other attributes of an object changes, its essential attributes do not change. They can perform some simple logical reasoning and begin to understand social rules and moral norms. At this stage, we can introduce more complex business activities. For example, make a family budget with children and let them participate in the management of family finances. Children can learn about the family's monthly income sources and the allocation of various expenditures, such as rent, utility bills, and food purchases. By discussing which expenditures are necessary and which can be saved, children can learn to allocate resources reasonably and cultivate the awareness of thrift and financial management concepts. Children in the formal operational stage have thinking close to that of adults. They can conduct abstract thinking and logical reasoning, understand the meanings of symbols, metaphors, and similes, and solve problems through logical reasoning, induction, or deduction. At this time, children can be guided to pay attention to some business cases and analyze the business models and marketing strategies of enterprises. For example, discuss with children the reasons for the success of Apple Incorporated. Analyze how it has achieved great success in the global market through innovative product design, strong brand marketing, and efficient supply chain management. This can stimulate children's innovative thinking and thinking about business strategies, and cultivate their market insight and problem-solving ability. The application of gamified learning in the cultivation of business thinking in pedagogy. Games are an indispensable part of children's growth. They are not only for entertainment but also a powerful learning tool. Integrating business knowledge into games allows children to subtly cultivate business thinking in a relaxed and pleasant atmosphere. Monopoly, a classic tabletop game, contains rich business elements and is an excellent choice for cultivating children's business thinking. In the game of Monopoly, children determine the number of steps to move by rolling dice, buy land, build houses, and collect rent on the map. This process involves concepts in many business fields, such as investment, risk assessment, and resource management. When a child decides to buy a piece of land, they need to consider the price of the land, its future appreciation potential, and their own financial situation. This is a simple investment decision-making process. If the purchased land is in a good location, it can attract more players to pass by later, so as to collect more rent and obtain rich returns. However, if one invests blindly and buys too much expensive land with poor returns, it may lead to a shortage of funds and financial difficulties, which reflects the importance of risk assessment. There are also various random events in the game, such as drawing chance cards or destiny cards, which may result in an unexpected windfall or require paying a fine. This is like the uncertainties in the real business world, teaching children how to deal with risks and opportunities. In terms of resource management, children need to allocate their funds reasonably, deciding whether to give priority to buying land, building houses, or retaining cash to deal with emergencies. This ability to plan and manage resources is an important part of business thinking. In addition to the Monopoly game, some business simulation courses carried out in schools have also achieved remarkable results. The Titan Business Simulation Workshop jointly carried out by Peking University-affiliated high school and JA China lasted for 6 weeks and attracted many students interested in economics and business operation to participate. The students formed companies freely in groups. Under the guidance of teachers, they learned business operation knowledge and made several rounds of business decisions in the business operation simulation software. In the course, enterprise volunteer teachers, starting from economic principles, integrated real-world business cases and explained the content of modules such as price, statements, production, marketing, research and development, and investment in a simple and profound way. In the marketing class, group discussions among students and company product promotion exhibitions were interspersed. As the course progresses, the functions of the simulation operation software are gradually opened. The students need to make decisions based on market information. The addition of each new decision-making factor will bring about adjustments to the overall business strategy of the company. In the last class, each company carried out a fierce PK game, simulating the process of the mobile phone industry from its rise to severe functional homogenization. Through this business simulation, the students not only learned business knowledge but also exercised their teamwork, communication, problem analysis, and problem-solving abilities, and had a deeper understanding of the business world. #The shaping of children's business concepts by family and social environment in sociology. The family is the first classroom for children's growth, and the economic activities and atmosphere in the family have a profound impact on the formation of children's business thinking. The attitude of a family towards money, consumption habits, and financial management methods will leave a deep mark on children's minds. If a family regularly conducts financial planning discussions and involves children in them, it can cultivate their economic awareness. For example, in the monthly family meeting, parents can make a family budget with children and discuss the rationality of various expenditures. Children can express their opinions and put forward suggestions for saving expenses, which allows them to understand the operation of family finances and learn to allocate and manage resources reasonably. At the same time, parents can also guide children to participate in some simple family economic activities, such as growing some vegetables and then selling the surplus vegetables in the market. In this process, children can understand the production and sales links, experience the relationship between labor and harvest, and the changes in market supply and demand. Social culture and social circles also subtly influence children's business concepts. In some areas with a strong business atmosphere, children are exposed to various business activities from an early age, and their understanding and perception of business will be deeper. For example, in Yiwu, Zhejiang, a city famous for small commodity trade, children have seen their parents busy with business since childhood, participating in the procurement, sales, and logistics of commodities. Growing up in such an environment, they naturally develop an interest in business and are more likely to understand the operation logic of business. In addition, children's social circles also have an impact on their business thinking. If the little friends around a child are all interested in entrepreneurship and business, they will communicate and share ideas with each other, inspiring each other's creativity and business inspiration. For example, several children work together to open a small handicraft workshop, make and sell handicrafts. In this process, they need to divide the work and cooperate. Some are responsible for design, some for production, and some for sales. This not only cultivates their teamwork ability but also allows them to exercise business thinking in practice. Practical cases of cultivating children's business thinking through multi-line story interspersion. Lin Xiao is a 5th grade student. In the past, he had no concept of pocket money. He always spent the money as soon as he got it. When he saw his favorite snacks or toys, he would buy them without hesitation. His monthly pocket money was often spent up before the middle of the month, and then he could only eagerly look forward to the next month's pocket money. Once, a stationery store at the school gate brought in a batch of limited edition cartoon stationery. Lin Xiao took a fancy to a beautiful fountain pen at a glance. But when he saw the price, 30 yuan, he touched his pocket and found that he had less than 10 yuan left, so he could only leave helplessly. This incident made Lin Xiao feel very bad. He began to think about why he was always out of money to buy the things he liked. Lin Xiao's parents noticed his change and decided to take this opportunity to guide him to learn to manage his pocket money. They made a pocket money use plan with Lin Xiao. First, divide the monthly pocket money into 3 parts: daily expenses, savings, and free disposal money. Daily expenses are used to buy stationery, breakfast, and other necessities. The savings part is saved for future purchases of more expensive items. The free disposal money can be used to buy the snacks or small toys he likes, but it should be used reasonably. At first, Lin Xiao was not used to it. When he saw his favorite snacks, he still couldn't help wanting to buy them. Once, on his way home from school, he saw a newly opened dessert shop. The cakes inside looked very attractive. He almost took out the free disposal money to buy them, but thinking of his savings plan, he hesitated. Finally, he resisted and turned away. As time passed, Lin Xiao gradually developed good consumption habits. He would think about whether he really needed something before buying it and also learn to compare prices. Once, he wanted to buy an extracurricular book. He first checked the price in a bookstore near the school and then compared it on an online bookstore. He found that the price online was cheaper and could be delivered to his door, so he chose to buy it online. A few months later, Lin Xiao had saved a lot of money in his piggy bank. When he saw the limited edition cartoon stationery again, he did not hesitate to take out the saved money and bought the fountain pen he had been longing for. At that moment, he felt the sense of achievement brought by the reasonable management of pocket money. In Sunshine Primary School, there are 4 good friends: Li Yang, Zhang Yu, Wang Hao, and Lu Min. They saw that the classmates in the school were very interested in self-made handicrafts, so they decided to start a small business together, making and selling handicrafts. They used their spare time to collect various materials, such as colored paper, beads, wool, etc., and made beautiful paper flowers, beaded ornaments, and woolen dolls. At first, their business was very booming. The classmates were fascinated by these creative handicrafts, and their sales volume continued to rise. However, the good times did not last long. Soon, other competitors appeared in the school. They also began to make and sell similar handicrafts, and the prices were even lower. Li Yang and his friend's business was severely impacted, and the sales volume dropped sharply. Facing this situation, they were in a dilemma and didn't know what to do. Li Yang proposed to lower the price to attract more customers. But Zhang Yu thought that simply lowering the price could not fundamentally solve the problem. They needed to find their unique selling points. So, they began to conduct market research, asking the needs and opinions of their classmates. Through the research, they found that the classmates had a high demand for personalized handicrafts and hoped to have unique works. Based on this discovery, they decided to adjust their strategy and launch a personalized customization service. The classmates could choose materials, colors, and styles according to their preferences, and they would make them according to the requirements. At the same time, they also continued to innovate and launched some new products, such as handicrafts with the school logo and creative works combined with subject knowledge. These changes made them regain the market. The classmates spoke highly of their personalized customization service, and the new products were also widely welcomed. Their business gradually recovered and became better and better. In this process, they learned teamwork. Each person played to their strengths and jointly solved problems. Li Yang was good at organization and coordination, Zhang Yu was full of creativity, Wang Hao was dexterous, and Lu Min was good at communication and sales. They cooperated with each other and jointly promoted the development of the business. Chen Yu's parents run an online store mainly selling household items. With the continuous development of the business, the parents are getting busier and busier. Chen Yu saw this and was very worried. He offered to help, and his parents readily agreed. At first, Chen Yu was responsible for some simple tasks, such as sorting out product information and replying to simple customer inquiries. Although these tasks seemed simple, they required carefulness and patience. Once, Chen Yu accidentally wrote the wrong size of a product when sorting out the product information, which led to a customer returning the product after receiving it because the size did not match. This made Chen Yu very self-reproachful. He realized that although his work was small, it was related to customer satisfaction and the reputation of the store. Since then, Chen Yu has become more serious and responsible. He checked each task repeatedly to ensure accuracy. As he gradually became familiar with the business, Chen Yu began to take on more work, such as market research. He understood market demand and industry trends by searching the internet and analyzing the stores of competitors, and provided a lot of valuable suggestions for his parents. Once, he found that the market demand for environmentally friendly household products was gradually increasing, so he suggested that his parents add products in this area. His parents adopted his suggestion and launched a series of environmentally friendly household products, which were warmly welcomed by customers, and the store's sales volume also increased significantly. In terms of customer service, Chen Yu also played an important role. He treated every customer with enthusiasm and patience and promptly solved customer problems and complaints. A customer was not satisfied with the purchased product. Chen Yu patiently communicated with him, understood his needs, and finally provided him with a satisfactory solution. The customer not only gave a favorable comment but also became a repeat customer of the store. By participating in the family business project, Chen Yu not only exercised his business thinking and practical ability but also enhanced his relationship with his parents. He learned to think from the perspective of the market and understood the complexity and challenges of business operations. His parents also